Welcome to the Midweek Thought from St Matthew's in Kingsdown in Bristol. For those of you who don't know me, my name's the Reverend Richard Pendlebury, and I'm one of the ministers. 2 weeks ago, my granddaughter Rose, aged 5, and I went down to the docks to do some drawing and painting, as we both like art. As we were walking across the bridge towards the M shed, we noticed a man sitting there with his dog with a hat on the ground, looking for donations. As we passed him, we both had the same thought clearly, because she said to me, "Grandad, is that man homeless?" I said, "Yes, I think he is, darling." And she said, "Oh, I'd really like to help him." I said, "Yes, so would I." Anyway, we did our little bit of art. It wasn't a terribly nice day, and we had a drink because it was quite cold. And on the way back, she said, "Grandad, I would like to give my money to that man." Rose always takes a little pot, when we go out, always takes a little pot of money because she likes to contribute towards a drink or something, a snack. Anyway, we went to see the man, and he was still there. And we talked with him, and he's living in a tent with his dog. He hasn't got anywhere to live. And Rose took her little pot of money, and she she put in the entire contents of that little pot into his hat. And I think he was rather taken, the man, by this act. And I, of course, contributed as well. After our chat with him, we walked off, and Rose said to me, "That poor man, he's got nowhere to live, Grandad." I said, "No, that's a really bad thing. And, it's good that we're able to help in a little way." And it just struck me, that poor man. She kept saying it, that poor man. I think two things came out of that little encounter for me. The first was that story in the Bible where Jesus is in the temple and people are putting their offerings into the temple coffers. And it's the passage from Luke 21, 1-4. As he looked up, Jesus saw the rich putting their gifts into the temple treasury. He also saw a poor widow put in 2 very small copper coins. "I tell you the truth," he said, "this poor widow has put more than all the others. All these people gave their gifts out of their wealth, but she, out of her poverty, put in all she had to live on." And I think Rose putting all of her money really just reminded me of that passage. You see, that lady who put that money in gave everything she had. And there's 2 things about that. First of all, there's that generosity. She put 100% of what she had, not just a small percentage. But the second thing is that she trusted God for the money she did have, because having put everything in there, she'd put her hands into God's hands. I think the second thing that little episode with Rose and the homeless man perhaps reminded me of was that she didn't judge the man. She saw his plight, that he was homeless, and wanted to do something about it. She didn't worry about what his circumstances was, she just saw his poverty. And I think so often, and me included, we can perhaps judge things a little bit more than we should, rather than perhaps just have that generous heart. Each day, perhaps we should be asking the Holy Spirit to not only indwell in us, but see others through the eyes of Jesus. And when we look at somebody else in their need, that we would have his eyes and his compassion. Jesus had compassion for those who were struggling. He had compassion for those who were sick and those who were in difficult circumstances. And I think likewise, in the 21st century, as Christians, we are called to be like Jesus and to act like him. So I'm very grateful to my granddaughter for reminding me and teaching me. And I hope this has been a helpful few minutes for you. And may God bless each one of us and help us to be generous in the things that we have when it comes to others. God bless.